Today on the program, Lamborghini announces it is abandoning its electric car projects and will continue producing gasoline engines for a long time. Tesla's autonomous driving could arrive very soon in France, and we know its price. MG is going to shake up the market with its MG4 electric vehicle Urban at an incredible price. And finally, a Xiaomi SU7 was spotted in France under camouflage for a very mysterious reason. The news just came in. Lamborghini, the maker of the wildest and loudest machines on the planet, has decided to put the brakes on its all-electric supercar project. Do you remember the Lançador concept? That 2+2 crossover that looked like a spaceship, ready to leap? Well, it seems like it won't be leaping anywhere, at least not without a good old combustion engine under the hood. The big boss of Lamborghini, Stefan Winkelmann, said it himself, and with a pretty refreshing honesty. He explained that his customers' interest in an electric Lamborghini was, I quote, close to zero. Winkelmann added that diving headfirst into electric right now would be an expensive hobby. We all know what that means in business language, a polite way of saying a monumental financial sinkhole. Because let's be honest, what is a Lamborghini buyer looking for? They're not trying to save the planet quietly. No, they want a full emotional experience. That is a design that blows your mind and pins you to your seat. And above all, above everything else, the sound, that mechanical symphony, that roar of a V8 or a V12 that makes you vibrate from head to toe. That's it. For now, an electric car, no matter how fast it is, simply can't offer that. That's a fact. So at Lamborghini, we did our homework, we talked to customers, to dealers, we looked at the market, and the conclusion is clear. The world isn't ready, or at least their world isn't ready. As a result, the project is put on hold. For now, the strategy is clear. Keep the V8S and V12S, and they add a bit of hybridization for low-end torque and a little more punch. And this decision doesn't just affect the supercars, but also the Urus, the SUV that's selling like hotcakes. And let's be honest, it's the brand's golden goose. It was also supposed to go fully electric in 2029, but that plan has been canceled. You don't take risks with the model that pays the bills. That's a basic rule. So, does that mean Lamborghini will never build a 100% electric car? Kelman is leaving the door slightly open? Never say never, he said, but only when the time is right. In the end, Lamborghini made a bold decision, going against the mainstream thinking that seems to be taking over the automotive industry. They listened to their customers, and for that, we can only salute them. As for Tesla, we can't take that away from them. They know how to get people talking about them. And here is the latest rumor stirring up the automotive world. The famous, the legendary, the almost mythical full safe driving is about to arrive in Europe. You know, that thing that's supposed to turn your car into a fully robotic private driver, letting you travel through cities while you do something other than driving. In any case, the story is pretty juicy. Some clever folks, a kind of digital archaeologists, went digging into the source code of Tesla's website. And what did they find? Hidden deep inside the machine? Little buttons ready to be activated in Europe, with labels like Start Your Trial or Order Now. And the best part of all this is that we even have an idea of the goal. The price for this privilege, 99 euros a month, so your car can drive completely on its own. Expensive maybe, but when you compare it to the prices charged by Société Nationale des Chemins de Fer Français in areas where there's not even a high-speed train, in the end, Tesla's offer might actually be cheap for some people. Elon Musk promised us full self-driving in Europe for February 2026. But obviously, the bureaucrats in Brussels, with their excessive love for stamps and regulations, have dampened his enthusiasm a bit by telling him that he'll have to wait a little longer. And then we also have to look at what's happening on the other side of the Atlantic in the United States, where full self-driving is in a complicated situation. The name itself, full safe driving, is considered misleading by the American authorities, which is quite fair. It's a bit like if I called my hammer the all-purpose tool for building a house. That's a bit optimistic. Tesla also has to explain thousands of violations committed while the system was in control. Let's be clear, the idea of a car that takes you home after drinking too much is very appealing. Per month, you expect impeccable service, not a teenager with a learner's permit who needs to be constantly supervised. Now listen up, big news in the wonderful world of electric cars. MG is about to launch an offensive, and not just any offensive, a price offensive. Their new weapon of mass destruction is called the MG4 electric vehicle Urban, and we're hearing whispers that it will be sold for less than 20,000 euros in France. And who are they targeting with this low-cost ballistic missile? Well, our national pride. Of course, the new Renault 5 E-Tech MG has decided to respond to the success of the city car with the diamond logo. And their reaction is to bring out the heavy artillery. The message is clear. You have a nice car, that's cute. We have a steamroller, but, because there's always a but. But since MGs are made in China, they aren't eligible for ecological bonuses. So, our dear government, to reach this price of 19,990 euros, MG has to cut its margins. But what do you actually get for 19,990 euros? Well, a 43 kW battery that promises you 323 km of range, and for 5,000 euros more, you get a bigger battery and a theoretical range of 415 km. In the end, MG decided to speed up the release of this car. They didn't want to wait until the end of the year, so it will arrive here as early as April. They want to make an impact now and make it big. And with 163 horsepower, much more generous interior space, richer equipment, and lower prices, Renault 5 and Citroën i7 III have reason to worry. And finally, sit down, I have news that will shake the automotive world to its core. A Chinese car has been spotted in France. Yes, I know, nowadays that doesn't surprise anyone. Except the car in question is the famous Xiaomi SU7. You know, that sedan that's wildly successful in China, well, it was spotted in Metz in an underground parking lot covered in psychedelic camouflage. The kind of pattern that makes you nauseous if you look at it for too long. And above all, it was loaded with sensors, cameras, lidars, antennas, more technology than inside Stephen Hawking's head. So, the big question, the only one that matters, what on earth was it doing here? The label stuck on it to comply with the law tells us that it's a video recording device for development purposes, aimed at improving road safety. A very beautiful piece of poetry. The experts, with their thoughtful chins, put forward hypotheses. Maybe it belongs to a German equipment manufacturer that's running tests, maybe it's calibrating its driver assistance systems, or maybe it's mapping Europe, and that's quite likely. But make no mistake, this isn't just a simple sightseeing trip, it's a reconnaissance mission. Xiaomi has confirmed that it's coming to Europe in 2027, and it's not planning to arrive as a tourist. It's preparing the ground. They're adapting their machines, software, and hardware to our roads and preferences, so when they launch, their cars will know our streets better than our mailman. For now, Xiaomi is playing the card of total mystery. We don't know the exact date of its arrival in France, nor its price, but you should know that in China, it starts at around 27,000 euros.
Before finishing this video, you might be paying 480 euros more per year for your car insurance than you actually could be paying. What's surprising is that in France, more than 1 out of 2 drivers never changes their insurance. Not by choice, but because it's often complicated to compare offers, fill out forms, and make endless phone calls.
As a result,
many people keep paying full price, even though they could save up to 40 euros a month. So we thought we needed to make things simpler. With our free car insurance comparison tool, in just 2 minutes, you get the best offers with no commitment and no spam. And with sometimes more than 40 euros saved each month, that's over 450 euros saved per year. Enough to pay for a few tanks of gas or a nice little weekend trip by car.
So if you have a
car, or if you want to change yours, try it now. It's free.
fast,
And if you find a better offer, it's all good. You'll find the link to our free and no obligation comparison tool in the description or in the first pinned comment. Thank you.
thank you all for watching this new video. Feel free to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to make sure you don't miss anything. Bye.